Alrighty, so if you are watching on video, you will see this man LeBron James behind me. LeBron James ended up passing Karl Malone this weekend against the Washington Wizards. He is now second all time on the NBA regular season scoring list, only behind Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, which he is on pace to pass in the middle of next season. Now, I have said over the last couple of weeks since we have returned here during season 6 of Brandon's World that LeBron James is 50-point games. His 56-point game against the Golden State Warriors, his 50-plus game against the Washington Wizards, his incredible triple-double game last night against my Cleveland Cavaliers, which, by the way, there's a reason why I don't talk a lot of Cavs on this podcast, because I talk Cavs every Wednesday or Thursday with my man Joey Schneider from the All Things Cleveland Cavaliers podcast. We had on Joey last week to talk all things not Cavs, including Browns, NFL, free agency, the MLB, CBA, the Guardians, plus some professional wrestling and WrestleMania 38. We went over an hour and 30 minutes. Make sure to go check that out. It's one of the best podcasts I have ever done. In my opinion, it was a great conversation. But, I have said that these 50-point games, the ones by Kyrie Irving and Jason Tatum and Sadiq Bey had one, they're going on all over the place in the NBA. And I have said, listen, it does not matter if you score 50, 60, 70 points like Devin Booker did in the bubble. People are going to rarely remember it because it happened in the regular season. It was not a clutch moment. It was not in a 2-2 or a 3-2 or a closeout, whatever you want to call it, playoff game, big-time moment. However, LeBron James potentially winning the scoring title in year 19 at age, 37? That is a big deal because that is a longevity award. This season has proved, and I think LeBron James has taken upon itself that, as I have said over the past couple of weeks here on this team, this Lakers team is bad. They are old. They play no defense. On some nights, they have no shooting. It feels like it's LeBron James playing 1-on-5 basketball. I have said that this season will be a longevity season for LeBron James because, again, Kareem only averaged 15 points in year 19. LeBron is about to average 30 and potentially, and I believe he will win the scoring title. If the Lakers were the 4 seed or the 3 seed or the 2 seed in the NBA's Western Conference, LeBron James would be the MVP in year 19 of his NBA career. Unfortunately, at this point in his career, LeBron James cannot carry below average to average players anymore, much like Tom Brady in Tampa Bay, who needed more weapons in today's NFL. He could not use a broken down Julian Edelman or Jacoby Myers in New England anymore. He needed to go to a team with a Chris Godwin, with a Mike Evans, with a Cameron Bray, with at the time a Ronald Jones in Tampa Bay to sustain his career as the New England, core around him was declining. The Cavs score, as we know, in 2018 was declining. We know LeBron and AD dominated in the bubble in 2020, which allowed the Lakers to win LeBron James for the NBA championship. But since then, LeBron has also gotten hurt. He suffered 2 major injuries, one to his ankle, one to his groin. Since he's been in Los Angeles, he is showing a little bit of sign of decline, especially on the defensive end. And on the offensive end, he's not capable of putting up 35, 40 points a night anymore. Maybe once or twice a week, but not every single night for 82 games like he has in the past. He needs an Anthony Davis to go along with the ride. And with Anthony Davis out and Russell Westbrook, as I've talked about many times on this show, the most independent superstar, you never know what you're going to get in the NBA. I don't even consider him a superstar anymore. People want to put him in the Hall of Fame, and I have had pushback on that, saying for the last 10 years, he absolutely has not won anything, especially since Kevin Durant has left Oklahoma City to go to Golden State. We're really seeing the rapid decline of Russell Westbrook. We've seen the decline of Anthony Davis, who cannot stay healthy. And so that's what we're down to this year, is really LeBron James flat out scoring the basketball. And it's marvelous to see. It is helping my fantasy team, who is en route to potentially go to the fantasy championship finals. We should not take this for granted because this is greatness we will never see again. A man who, again, in year 19 at age 37 years old, is averaging 30 points a game. He has missed very few games. If he has, it hasn't been due to injury. Very early in the season, he took a night off here, a night off here. Reportedly, his knee is still bothering him. He may need to get it scoped at the end of this season. But regardless of what the Lakers end up doing, whether they are the 10th seed and they get into the play-in tournament, or whether they are the 9th seed or the 11th seed and they miss the postseason, it really doesn't matter. What this season will be remembered by for LeBron James is his scoring and the fact that he got closer to passing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And I think next season could be his last in Los Angeles. I think year 21 will probably be, I think, and I could be wrong on this, but I think it'd be the year that Bronny Jr. comes out of high school and he could be in the NBA. And we may only have, 2 to 3 more years left with LeBron James. So let's appreciate LeBron James's greatness while we have it. He may not still give his best on the defensive end every single night. He may not be able to score 45 points every single night for 82 games like he did 5-10 years ago. He may not be able to carry a bunch of bums to the NBA Finals like he did 3-4 years ago. Fact of the matter is, though, as I said when we came back here, when we did the season 6 premiere of Brandon's World, I believe right behind Giannis Antetokounmpo, who can absolutely do it all. And I had my doubts about Giannis as a winning player until he defeated the Phoenix Suns last year in 6 games in the NBA Finals. LeBron James is still, I believe, a top 2 player in the NBA. I put him right behind Giannis. And I'm telling you right now, if Giannis has any drop off, if Giannis struggles again this postseason and LeBron James comes back with a vengeance and the Lakers redo their roster, and maybe they get rid of Anthony Davis. We know they're going to get rid of Russell Westbrook. Maybe they do try to dump AD and just surround LeBron with a bunch of young talent and see what he can do. Don't be surprised if LeBron James wins one more MVP before his career was over. This year is not a wasted year for LeBron James. It is a wasted year for the Lakers with all their talent. And I give you Russell Westbrook was an upgrade over who they had at point guard last season. But as I said, he is a complete disaster on the court with this Los Angeles Lakers team. Sometimes it's not about talent, it's about fit. Russell Westbrook does not fit. So it's been a disappointing year for the Lakers, but it has not been a disappointing year for LeBron James, who this is a remarkable season for him, scoring about 30 points a game and potentially winning the scoring title in year 19. Phenomenal stuff. I said after the 2016 finals, I feel like he's passed Michael Jordan as the GOAT in the NBA. You can start that debate in the comment section if you want to, but longevity, I think at the end of the day, will be LeBron James's biggest mark because he may hold every single career NBA record by the time his career is finished.